And one of the big issues that they're going to be protesting is the deportation and the raids that ICE has been conducting against workplaces here in the L.A. area, especially after that big one in Van Nuys where they arrested 130 illegals. This is, by the way, as you know, of course, something that I support. But this comes as no surprise that the L.A. business community has joined the L.A. Area Chamber of Commerce. All of you out there, by the way, who are members of the L.A. Chamber of Commerce who disagree with this policy should let your views be heard. Like, how about resigning in protest? Because this comes as no surprise. You know, we've talked about this many, many times. The broken border issue in this country is the result of a collapse of the two-party system. It's the collapse of checks and balances which makes America work. And I say that because you've got left-wing and venal politicians who want more customers for their programs so they can increase their power base. That's the Tony V. sort of Jose Huizar crowd, the Jackie Goldberg crowd. You know, those people who just want more poor people so that they can then say, well, we need bigger budgets, we need more ESL teachers, we need more fill-in-the-blank so that we can have more political power. And then you have the sort of conservative business interests who just can't stand paying people a living wage. They hate workers, they have contempt for workers, and they don't value workers, so they can't outsource, they want to insource. And that's what the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce is about. The chamber officials will be armed with a new study by the L.A. County Economic Development Corporation scheduled for release today that shows that tens of thousands of jobs and millions of dollars in revenue could be lost if continued raids force businesses to flee the state. Quote, this is a landmark moment, says Samuel Garrison, the Chamber's Vice President of Public Policy. Here you have labor, business, local elected officials, immigrant rights activists, and leading educators all coming together to say that this has to stop. The raids are frightening workers. They're worrying employers. I think it's going to cause a lot of business to think twice about coming to Los Angeles. Listen, you idiot. You know what's stopping a lot of people from thinking about coming to Los Angeles? Is dead kids. Is gang graffiti. Is no hospitals. Emergency rooms closing. The crappiest public school system of any major city in America. Because 78% of the people, the students, don't speak English. The fact that employers can't find an educated workforce for 21st century jobs. That people don't want to move here and live in artery-closed freeways and live on blocks that have 16 people living in illegal garage conversions. How dare you try to con us that there's an economic, I don't worry one whit about businesses that close because they can only quote-unquote make it if they have illegal labor. If you can't run your business by paying American workers living wages, then you should be out of business. Then go move your business to some crappy state that wants that kind of an economy. What an outrage. What an outrage. And I tell you, this is where I do agree, by the way, with the people who will be in the streets. It's inherently unfair that ICE goes in and arrests 130 illegal immigrants at a work site and leaves the CEO in his office. Drag that bastard out in handcuffs. Let him do the perp walk. Go get the personnel director and the CFO. Go get a search warrant and a court order and seize the computers and get the internal documents that shows the business model, that what we'll do is we'll make a profit by stiffing the workers, by letting poor people compete with even poorer people. What an outrage. No, that's contemptible. If I were a member of the Los Angeles Chamber of Commerce, I wouldn't be by this afternoon. This is the problem. You have leftists, politicians, and cowards who won't speak up about what plague has been visited upon this city by encouraging poor people to pour in and make it even more difficult for the already poor people who live here to get even a chance of getting out of their cycle of poverty and to compete for fewer and fewer resources. And then you have these creeps at the Chamber of Commerce who have the audacity to tell us that this could drive business out of Los Angeles. You've got to be kidding me. This is what drove business out of Los Angeles. The fact that, how about let's refer back to a study that was conducted when Mayor Hahn was still in office that shows that 51% of the workforce in L.A. County, 16 plus, age 16 plus, is illiterate. Functionally illiterate. Remember that one? We spent quite a bit of time reading it. We had Mayor Hahn on this show talking about it. And you tell me we're poised to be a 21st century economic engine? And the Chamber of Commerce is angry at the federal government for finally trying to do its job? This is the same old dodge we've had all along, folks. The local people blame the federal government about immigration and say, what can we do? It's the federal government's responsibility. And then the federal government makes some feeble attempt to do something, and they're the first ones to complain about it. To claim it's racist, it's discriminatory, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. No, they should be ashamed of themselves, but they have no shame. They don't care. This guy is paid. He's got a cushy job, and I'm sure he lives in a wonderful neighborhood where there's not graffiti spray painted all over the place, and they don't have crime scene tape where kids are playing with the tape because it's such a common feature of their lives. I'm sure he's got a wonderful life, courtesy of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Samuel Garrison, the Chamber of Commerce's Vice President of Public Policy. Well, what exactly is the public policy you guys have in mind at the Chamber of Commerce? Is to continue to run the economy of Los Angeles on subhuman wages, of slave labor wages? That's your idea of a good public policy? I believe that workers should be paid fair living wages on a level playing field, but we don't have that in L.A. because of guys like you, because of the L.A. Chamber of Commerce teaming up with Reconquista politicians who want to destroy the economic model of a modern American city. They have effectively done so. We become the capital of the third world. Congratulations. What an accomplishment. 16 plus. Age 16 plus, 51% illiterate. And you think that what's going to drive business out of Los Angeles are ICE raids? Has it ever occurred to you that if we had ICE raids and we could produce a class of graduates from LAUSD schools that could compete in the modern marketplace, that this could be the most desirable place to locate a business rather than a business repulsive? Never occurs to these guys. So that'll be a feature of the rally. And, of course, a lot of the rally will be talking about demagogues, like me, who obviously are racist. We're racist because we want poor people to succeed. We want poor people of all ethnicities to succeed. We want people to be able to succeed and become Americans and enjoy the incredible opportunities this country presents when you get the damn roadblocks out of the way. One of the things that you got to do when the boat is filling up with water is stop putting water in the boat.